Hello. So, we are back for Final Fantasy VI Part 13, I believe. And yeah, we are in the shank of the game. We completed pretty much all of the quests. We did the Fanatics Tower, Cyan's Dream, and Ebbett's Rock in the last part, not in that order. Fanatics Tower was last. This is obviously still the party we used for that. But yeah, pretty much all of that's done. The only thing really left is really just getting a few items from the Coliseum and maybe leveling up some, but more likely going to Kefka's Tower. So maybe this is the last part? We'll see. We'll see how far we get. So yeah, we want to get some items from the Coliseum before we try tackling the final dungeon. So the first thing I want to do is go to Jydor here and get a sniper item, because that will let us get a second red jacket for, I forget if we gave the first one to Edgar or Sabin. I think Edgar has it. But that's an item that only Edgar and Sabin can use, but it is pretty much their best armor. So we'll get one for each of them. We have one from, I think, Gogo's realm, Gogo's hideout. We got the first one. So I think there might actually be one in the final dungeon as well, but if we have one going in, that's all the better. So I'm going to buy a sniper here. That starts the chain that will get us the red jacket. I'm also going to take the espers off of these folks because we will be using a different party for Coliseum. We might keep Umaro in the party for it, actually. But yeah, let's go into the airship, and we'll put in... let's see, we'll put in Mog. Who has an ice shield? Because we want to borrow an ice shield for Mog. Just see if Edgar has one. He does, so we're gonna take that off of Edgar. So I'm actually gonna put Locke, Cyan, and Mog and Umaro in the party for the Coliseum. So, Locke, Cyan, Mog back, and the big guy. And I might as well equip some espers on these guys, just in case they pick up any spells while we're or levels when we're using them. Mog almost has Cure 3, so we gave Phoenix to Locke already. Yeah, we'll worry about Cure 3 later on Mog. We could give Mog Ultima, that would be funny. I think we have Ultima on everybody that we want to make sure to have it on, except Strago, but we can put it on him and put Ragnarok on him in the final dungeon and get it that way. So I'm also going to try to pick up a few extra Imp Halberds from those Mantises, if we can find them. So that's why we have Locke in the party. Alright, so there's one of those enemies. I should have put, rather taken the Thief Glove off of him so he's not damaging it. As well. Should have taken Umaro out of the party before trying to steal this, I guess. Yeah, could have gone better. And shoot, we missed a level up bonus unlock, didn't we? I'm just gonna hit reset. We're only 5 minutes in, and most of that was talking, so. Yeah, I forgot the level up bonus unlock. I should have checked. I didn't read their status to see how close they were to leveling up. Alright, so we'll go back and get that sniper again. We're off to a good start. Oh well. This music reminds me a little bit of, I mean, this is a later game, but it reminds me a little bit of Symphony of the Night, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I forget what the track was called, but the kind of waltz music that plays in Orlok's quarters. That area, when you get into it. Which I always thought, I think it was actually spelled Olrox, but I always thought that was cool because I assume he turns into a big lizard, like as his second form, but his first form looks like Max Shrek in the original Nosferatu, and I assume that's what they were going for. Like, you know, the surrogate for Dracula and Nosferatu in Castlevania lore works for the real Dracula. That's kind of a neat, you know, concept, Easter egg, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so we'll switch the party again here. So I'm not going to put Umaro in yet. We'll just do... Actually, maybe I'll put Strago in and put the Bahamut on him just so he gets a little bit of a... Or Ragnarok, rather. Just so he gets a bit of a start to getting... Ultimate. Yeah, that's the ticket. So, check the status here. Yeah, Locke is close. So, we'll put, might as well put Odin on him for the speed boost. Do Bismarck as usual for Cyan, and what else was he? He was learning these, so we can do that for Mog. Desert by Miranda. Although we're not actually going in the desert, we're fighting outside it for now. So try to get the Imp Halberds. Should have a spare Genji shield too. Oh, I will need to get the, I'll have to remember to get the ice shield on Mog for the Coliseum. Yeah, that looks pretty good for now. Oh, I'll take the glove off of Locke so he's not damaging those mantises while we're trying to steal the thing. So what should we give him? You know, I was thinking for the end game of putting a Genji glove, since we have another extra one now on Locke anyway. And I was thinking we could do... We'll have him keep his wing edge. We actually have 2 wing edges, don't we? I was gonna say maybe put a wing edge on him with an Atma weapon chaser, but I forgot we had 2 wing edges, which is good. So yeah, maybe we'll stick with that. I don't want to keep Locke fast, so... Headband in the dark gear. I guess we'll drop a save here. Alright, so let's get a couple of Imp Halberds. We're not getting it from these. I didn't mean to go to town. But yeah, for the end game, I was gonna put a Genji glove on lock, because at that point, in the final dungeon, we're not really worrying about stealing so much anymore, so we might as well use lock more in a fighter capacity at that point. Kind of a backup magician, but you can also be kind of a secondary physical fighter. So the Genji glove will work for him, and the 2 wing edges is pretty nice because it gives a double stat boost for lock for a lot of things. Speed and what all stats does that affect? Yeah, speed, stamina, magic power, vigor. Yeah, having 2 of those on is actually nice. I think I'm going to keep that setup, actually. He doesn't really need to capture or mug anymore, anyway. Now, it's not going to give us the mantises again. I know we can theoretically go to the dinosaur forest and fight the Tyrannosaurus. But, and it's not guaranteed to drop from them either. And they're harder. I'm kind of thinking we probably don't really need to go to the dinosaur forest to level up. Everybody's already in the, you know, upper 30, Mog's a little lower, but most characters are upper 30s. Couple are even over 40 already, and that's you can do the final dungeon with characters at those levels. It might be a little challenging, but I mean that makes it fun anyway. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking after getting a few of these Coliseum items, we might as well try our luck in Kefka's tower, see if we can do it. So yeah, we want to get the red jacket, at least 1 set of Marvel shoes. We already got the snow mufflers. What else? Possibly a dragon horn, although we'd need to get a few muscle belts. That might be worth doing, because you can get at least 1 spare gold hairpin, maybe 2 for Realm and Strago. And then you could get a 3rd gold hairpin and bet that for a dragon horn. And we could put that on Mog, so we have, you know, both him and Edgar with the full Dragoon power. This is great. What else? Is there anything else we really need? Probably not. We already got the Minerva. We got the cat ear hood. We got, again, the 2 snow mufflers. We could get more experience eggs, but, I don't think that's really necessary. Strago with the big hit. Ends the battle for us. And now it's... I don't know why. Sometimes it just does not want to give you those mantis things. Smog in the back row? Well, I guess he can be if he's a burger. Yeah, might as well. And actually, we want to put him in the back row anyway for the Coliseum. Oh, we actually have an extra ice shield already. But yeah, with the ice shield, the thing you have to fight to get the Marvel shoes. If Mog is in the back row wearing the snow muffler and the Genji helmet, and also has the ice shield, the thing's physical attacks, and we will want to put a cure ring on him. So the thing's fallen one will always get healed by the cure ring before it can actually, before he can do any other attacks on Mog. It'll, with the ice shield, it'll absorb the water attacks it uses. So basically, Mog can't lose that battle at that point. We'll restock our items before we do the final dungeon, too. Do I have any extra impel roots? I don't. Let me just check the list. Can you get one by betting those tortoise shields? Because we have several of those. Tortoise shield, you get the titanium. Because I feel like the titanium goes to the cat hood too. And you have to fight a Brachiosaur. So that's a good plan. Alright, I was thinking all of the imp items you could bat for other imp items, but I guess that's not the case. Come on. Ah, sorry. There, I thought Cyan's attack would give me enough time to check my phone, but... Come on, Jesus. Alright, one more battle and then I've had enough. We'll just get one set of Marvel shoes if we don't get another Imp Albert here. Yeah, alright. We haven't actually had Strago cast Ram Train yet, have we? Let's try it out on these things. More or less the same graphic effect that would also be used for Magus's Stark Matter in Chrono Trigger. And I think it's actually a mistranslation. I think it's supposed to be Grand Trine. Which makes sense because there are actually a couple of enemies, I think including Kefka himself, the final boss, Kefka, that use regular Trine, which I believe is Lightning Elemental. And also Trine as a Lightning Elemental enemy skill was in Final Fantasy VII as well. There was like a set of them in Final Fantasy VII. There was, what was it? Trine was the lightning one. I think Beta was the fire one, and Aqualung was the water one, obviously. And Matra Magic was kind of the non-elemental version of that spell. Let's actually switch Strago out for Mara. Oh god, X soon. Alright, so swap Strago out for Umaro for the Coliseum. We also still didn't put the gem box on. We'll put that on Terra. We should go to Zozo, actually. Get some muscle belts. Again, I'll just get the one set of Marvel shoes, but I think it is a good idea to get some, let's see, the muscle belt goes to the gold, Crystal Orb, Gold Hairpin, and then the Dragon Horn, so we'll try to get 3 of those if we can. Using Umaro may be a mistake for this. I am going to put the Moogle Charm on Mog until we get to the area where the guys that carry the muscle belts are. Again, I think this is where you get the muscle belts. Hopefully I'm right. But yeah, use the Moogle Charm here just so we're not having to fight the, you know, early game Zozo enemies again. Door. Okay, so I think in here the guys that look like the Hades Gigas, I forget what they're called. Here, let's put the Pure Ring on Mog since we use that for the Coliseum anyway. But yeah, I think the guys that look like they're basically a more powerful version of the Hill Gigas or Hades Gigas. I believe they carry the muscle belts, and of course they're not in the first battle we're given here. Yeah, these things. These guys. just drops a potion. Hopefully I'm right. Hopefully this is the enemy you get those from. Let me check and make sure we're in the right place while Cyan's attacking there. Yeah, that's the guy. And it's gonna probably do the same thing that it was doing with the mantises, that it's not gonna give us that guy. Should have left Strago in for this part, just to try to get the, you know, get some points on Ragnarok for him. Alright, there's one. After Umaro throws Locke at him. He is again. Yeah, he dropped the potion that time. Okay, I'm gonna try to get 3 muscle belts, and that way we can get 2 gold hairpins for Realm and Strago, and then a 3rd one that we can then bet for another dragon horn for Mog. And he's gonna keep dropping the potion, isn't he? Be nice if it made it easy for you once in a while. Yeah, even with the offering, which does it half or I think it halves the damage of each hit that Cyan is doing. He's still doing over 1,000 damage per hit, even with the offering having it. So his battle power is pretty insane. Locks is actually up there with the Genji glove and the double wing edge too. And the nice thing with Glad is you can put Lock in the back row with the wing edge, since it's a long range weapon. Alright, come on, Muscle Belt. Muscle Belt does drop from the Skull Dragon, apparently, too, but that's one of the bosses in Kefka's tower, so no point worrying about that one, since we won't be going back to the Coliseum at that point. Nice, we got Cure 3 on Mog. So he's good as a backup mage as well as a Dragoon. I think we're kind of at a point where characters, like we have the heavy hitters, we have Cyan, Edgar, and Sabin. We have the sort of backup hitters slash magic when needed guys, which would be like Locke, Shadow, Mog, Gao. And then we have the more pure mages, although Terra and Celeste can actually do decent damage too. But we have them kind of set up as primarily mages, since we're still using the enhancer swords on them and things like that. So yeah, we have Terra, Celeste, Strago, Realm as our like main mages. So the characters, the way I set them up at least, and obviously every player is different, but the way I set them up, you kind of end up having them delineate into categories, which is good because it helps break up. For Kefka's Tower, you have to break up into 3 parties. So that helps organize who goes with who, because you want to balance between physical characters and magic characters. I'm thinking at this point we're actually going to take the 12 core cast members, we'll leave. Because we ended up getting that Snow Muffler. God damn it. Well, we ended up getting the Snow Muffler for Gao. So I think it's worth bringing in, even though we're not going to bother getting any more mages for him. I think it's worth bringing him as a backup mage, and he has, like, the Stray Cat rage, which, you know, when you want to set him off to do his rages, that's kind of enough for a lot of the late-game bosses. So yeah, I think we'll leave Go-Go and Umaro behind on the airship. It does not want to... The game doesn't want to cooperate tonight for some reason. Just want 2 more muscle belts and we can get out of here, go to the Coliseum, get the items there, and then, you know, go to the dungeon. Jesus. On the bright side, we did get Cure 3 unlocked. We got another speed boost unlock. So what is his speed? 71. Oh yeah, that's up there. Yeah, once we go to the final setup, we'll take the sneak ring off of Locke too. That'll actually drop his speed slightly, I think, but does not want to give us these damn muscle belts. But again, he's not going to be worrying about stealing, so he doesn't need the steal bonus, which is not cooperating on this session. Umaro's leveling up. That doesn't really help us because we're not going to be using him for the final dungeon, but still. It's nice to get some use out of him, though. I mean, some players just kind of dismiss Umaro out of hand because he's not controllable, but I think he has his uses. I mean, an obvious one is the Fanatic's Tower. But I'd like to put him in every once in a while. And he's good for the Coliseum, too, because he won't, you know, try to start casting spells like Cyan did a few times when we had him in the Coliseum. We'll also put the coin toss on Setzer, and might actually, since we're using the offering on Cyan, you can use the offering on Setzer with the fixed dice, which you get in the final dungeon. But since we already have the offering on Cyan, and you can't get any more of those, yeah, we'll probably put the Gradius sword on Setzer. Use that on anybody yet, anyway, so... And we have... it would be good for Edgar, potentially. I think Edgar could use it anyway, but we have him set up as the Dragoon, so we want to keep the spear on him. Why does this have to be so difficult, game? Just 2 muscle belts, that's all I want. Come on. I'm almost ready to give up on this. I don't know why it's not cooperating at all. I know it's just a random number generation thing, but... Come on, give us the guy and let him drop the muscle belt. Mara still has the wall ring on, doesn't he? Probably all of the characters we were using in Fanatic's Tower do. Let's get that off him. What did he have? Gauntlet, I think? Do that. Alright, I'm gonna give it 5 more minutes. If we don't have a muscle belt by then, I'm just gonna give up on it. We'll do without the extra. We can get 1 extra gold hairpin at least. Alright, 1 more battle after this, and again, if we don't get one then, I'll call it. This is ridiculous. I don't think I've ever had the random number generator on this go so badly. It's just not giving us anything. Yeah, I'm done. Go to the Coliseum. We can get 1 at least. Nobody here has warp. Warp stone. Alright. Stay at the inn. first. I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I think the Pixel Remaster recharges you after each battle in the Coliseum. This version does not. Maybe I'm misremembering the Pixel Remaster too, because it's probably a year and a half, at least, since I played through that version, but, yeah, it's definitely, that doesn't happen in this version of the game anyway. Oh, I want to, actually borrow the, Genji helmet from him. Put it on Nog. See, you can see here it puts Mog's defense with the Genji helmet and the snow muffler up to 255, which is the maximum. So pretty much any physical attack is going to do 1 damage to him. And with the ice shield, the water attacks that this thing uses will actually be absorbed. So I think basically Mog cannot lose this battle. Oh, I forgot the Cure Ring. Damn it. Oh no, I did put the Cure Ring on him. Never mind. So yeah, that's negated. It would have been better if he didn't start dancing, just because, you know, this is gonna take longer. Yeah, that hit did 0 damage. The Cure Ring. Even when he uses Fallen One, it brings Mog's HP up, you know, just a little bit right after the spell, but it's enough that even if 1 damage gets through, which is about the maximum damage he can take at this point, it'll still heal him before the thing can hit him again. Alright, Mog, stop doing Sunbath. Start damaging this guy so we can get this over with. I didn't think that freeze attack would work with the ice shield. That's not ideal. So, magic attacks, I believe, thaw him out. But he's still stopped. No, now he's moving. Okay. You don't need to heal, just do Wind Slash. Thank you. This really doesn't want to make anything easy for us tonight. I don't know. Just do Wind Slash. And let's get this over with. Come on. So how's everybody doing tonight? Anyway, good? Freeze him at least. Jesus, how much HP does this thing have? Oh, thank God. Alright, we got the Marvel shoes. Go outside and save. Try to get a couple more items here. Let's actually put something on. Cyan's head. So what do we want to get? The sniper. Or bet the sniper. That'll get us a bone club, and then we can bet that for the red jacket. There's the sniper. Okay. Cyan can probably take this thing down on his own. If he doesn't cast life on himself, why do you always start with life on yourself, Cyan, when I put you in the Coliseum? That's more like it. Now, if we can hit the instant death, I don't know if this thing's susceptible to it, but if we could get the instant death on the scimitar, that'd be nice. Well, that'll work too. Alright, so we got the bone club. So we'll do the in again, save, bet the bone club. That'll get us our red jacket. Alright, now we're finally moving. An hour in. Oh, this thing's easy. Sensei again. Nice one. Thank you for that. I was gonna say that didn't take him down, but he just has like a last attack. So we got the red jacket. So what else? We'll do the muscle belt to get the gold hairpin, and I think that's gonna be about it. As far as, you know, what we have the items for. I'd like to have, you know, 2 more muscle belts to bet, but we don't. You know, I'd keep working on that if it was not a video playthrough, but we've wasted enough time on video already trying to get some of that stuff. So, looking for the muscle belt. Put that near the top of the list, maybe? No. Alright, where is it? No, we got one. There it is. Yeah, do cyan again. Easy. Alright, so I don't even remember what the crystal orb does. Let's check that out before we bet it. I kind of wish you know, when you bet an item, you always lose the one that you're betting, which doesn't really make sense. Oh, that just raises MP. It's basically a muscle belt, but for magic. I don't think I've ever actually used that. Alright, so crystal orb. That goes to gold hairpin. That's Boras again. Surprised I didn't kill him. This should. There we go. Alright, so we got the extra gold hairpin. So we'll put that on. We'll probably split up Celeste, Terra, and Realm between the 3 parties for the final dungeon. So at least we'll have a gold hairpin for each of them. It'd be nice to have one for Strago. There's an even better item. The gold hairpin halves MP use. There is the economizer, but you can only get that from... I think you can only get that from the Brachiosaur in the Dinosaur Forest, and we're not going to be fighting that on this playthrough. So the gold hairpin is going to be the best MP saving item for us. So what I think it's time to do is... you know, equip everybody for the final dungeon. head over there. So I think these guys are gonna be good. We'll put the headband back on Mog. We'll get him back the Genji helm. We do have the Pearl Lands. Actually, Mog could get the Gradius sword too, but I think Setzer might be a good option to put that on. And actually, Locke will take his Sneak Ring off, which does drop his speed by a fair amount, but I think his speed is still way higher than everybody else's, even considering that. So what should we put on Locke in place of that? If we had one, an extra hero ring would be a good option. We don't have that. He'd be a good option for the Marvel shoes, since we just have the one pair. Let's do that. And that messed up our equipment, so... Actually, let's give him a circlet. Dark gear. And Mog. We might come back to Mog. But, I think it will be nice to have the extra dragon horn to put on him, but we don't. So what should we put on the little guy? Let's give him the pod bracelet. Okay, so that batch of characters is equipped. Terra, Shadow, Edgar. And Sabin in. Check their stuff. Yeah, so she's gonna get the gem box. Where's the gem box? He's good on relics. Relics. She already has the Minerva. Let's give him the Genji shield, since Cyan's not going to be using it. So he already has the red jacket, so we'll give Edgar the Pearl Lance. We'll put the Partisan on Nog. Popo. Celeste. Realm. Setzer. Strano. Actually, she... Oh, I guess I knew she had a gold hairpin already. So, yeah, we'll just put in earrings on her other slot there. She will get the gold hairpin. Barrier ring. Setzer, we'll put the coin toss on him because we're not going to be worrying about money anymore once we're in the final dungeon. Actually, we do have an extra hero ring. So we can put that on Locke. I must have missed that when we were equipping Locke. For Setzer, let's do... For now, I guess. we'll stick with what he has. Weapons. Yeah, she's still using the white dress from the World of Balance, but eventually we'll have a second Minerva for her. Gal, I know we're not going to use Go-Go, but might as well get that second hero ring on a lock. I think that's everybody. Actually, since we're not using Go-Go, we might as well take the hero ring off him, or her, or it, and we'll put that on, we'll put one hero ring on Locke, we'll put one on Setzer. How about that? And it screws up our equipment again. That circlet on his head. Okay, so we'll get Setzer back. And then we're going to the final dungeon. See how we do. Again, we're maybe a little lower level than I like to be for it, but I think we're fine. Hero ring, yeah, that works. All right, so I'll head over there. Sorry, just want to check one thing. Yeah. All right, lift off. Save outside the tower. And right, we're going in. So we need 3 parties. This concept got sort of kind of reused in Final Fantasy X with Yuna dying by the end of her quest. It's not nearly as well written a story as this, but yeah, similar concept. Alright, so we're all equipped up, we're ready to go. We're damn good too. You can't be any geek off the street. You gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep. So we want to split up our 3 top magic users. So each party will put Terra, Celeste, and Realm in one of each of those. And our top 3 damage dealers. I guess we'll put Cyan there, Edgar here, Sabin here. Then our kind of middle grade guys, like, you know, kind of half support, physical and magic support, which would be these 3. And Strago, Mog, and Gal. I think we'll put Strago here. Maybe Mog with, these 3, Gal here. Oops, move lock. Might want a backup healer in that first party, so maybe I'll swap Mog and Gal. Alright, let's try this. Returners, mount up! I don't remember which group gets which bosses, so we'll kind of be surprised with that. I'm also not going to worry so much about level up bonuses at this point. We'll worry more just about, you know, getting whatever last spells we need on each person. Just get the relics on everybody and then we will move out. Alright, so we'll switch back to Terra's party. This is like the Phoenix Cave, where, you know, certain paths you have to open for different parties. Well, off to a good start. Those enemies weren't too strong for us at all. Oh, Mog. We wanted to put the Partisan on him. Alright, what does the Coronet do? I think that's a helmet? There it is. Oh, that's for Realm. Let's see what that does to her stats. There's Realm. She's in Party 3. Oh, yeah, I could just stick with the cat hood for her. This party's doing some damage. Oh, Cyan took a couple nasty blows there. Oh, have Cure 3 on Mog and Terra, and I think Locke has it too, actually. Yeah. Oh. It's like 7,000 damage from Locke. Yeah, we kind of converted Locke into a heavy hitter. Just with the double wing edges and the Genji Club. And he's in the back row, so he's taking less damage. I always hate that when you get a battle right when you go through a door. Let's try this since the evil Oscar is actually healed by wind. It's healed by water too, apparently. Like a snowball's chance in hell, right? No, well, it didn't hurt. Never mind. Yeah, Mog just took a hit from that thing for 24 damage. That's, I guess, the snow muffler at work. We don't even have the... We switched the Genji glove back off of him. But I think we get a second red cap in the tower, which we'll probably put on Cyan, so if we do that, we'll actually put the Genji helmet back on Mog. So that's for Setzer, and you can turn him into a damage machine if you put the fixed dice and the offering on him, but I think we'll stick with the setup we have. So far, so good. Again, I thought we might be a little under-leveled compared to... I guess I usually do it with all my characters in the at least low 40s, and we're kind of upper 30s at this point. There's nothing up there. Alright, I think this is as far as we can get with this party at the moment, so... So we'll switch to party 2 once we finish this battle. Ooh. After we heal Terra, and then after we finish this battle and heal Terra, we'll switch parties. Alright, we'll have Locke do healing duty for that. There again. Alright. See, I think we need another party to hit that switch for party 1 to move on, so we'll switch to party 2 here. I should have restocked throwing items for Shadow. Oh well. What's he equipped with? He should actually have the... Does he have this? Do we have the stunner? Yes, we do. Yeah, that should actually be Shadow's strongest weapon. Yeah. Worry about healing Edgar when he comes down. Oh, what throwing items do we have, anyway? Decent. I mean, could have more ninja stars, but... Yeah, I didn't think of that. We should have restocked some of our items. Oops. Holy Lance. Going off. Stop turning him into an imp. Strago finishes the battle for us with a physical attack. That's pretty nice. Alright. Cherry. It's poisoned and darkness. So, yeah, I forgot to check his, yeah, if we had a Genji glove for him, we could put the striker and stunner on him, but since we don't, stunner it is. The stunner randomly casts stop, as you could probably guess. Oh, I hate the life shaver. Yeah, that's gonna be a life too. Definitely should have gotten more tinctures. However, when we do get a save point in Kefka's Tower, the same trick that worked in Phoenix Cave works here, where all parties can use a tent, even the ones that are not actively on the save point. Should end the battle. Yep. Edgar heal outside of battle. Some chest up here. There's Celeste's Minerva, so put that right on her. She drops her magic down a little bit. How close is she to leveling up? We'll get her back over 70 anyway. We'll just leave that there till she levels up, and then we'll switch it back to Phoenix. Just so I don't forget. Alright, here, I think there's an exit down also. Don't remember which way you're meant to go first. Let's see if we can X-zone any of these things out of here. Yeah, I got rid of 2 of them. That's pretty good. I think we might have stopped the last one. Oh, it absorbs... What all does that thing absorb? It absorbs a lot of elements. Can't absorb a drill, though. Oh, yeah, check this door. Attack star. Maybe throw that at one of the bosses. Alright, so there's actually a boss in here, and it's actually like the round 2 of the Atma weapon. In Kefka's old cell. So let's heal up a little bit. We'll use some of these tonics we've been carrying around. So yeah, this is like a rematch with the Atma weapon, but I've always found this version to be easier. I've Atma left here since birth in Kefka's toilet. That's kind of cool. You can see the gears in it start moving. Put up big guard. It's actually throw. We'll use the ninja stars. Jump. And ultimate. This may not even last too long if we get all these strong attacks off on it. Absorbs holy. Drill it is then. I think this turns into a save point when we kill it too. Bean sweep. Let's see if we need to heal. I think we can get away with another Ultima before healing. Surrounded Atma. That's what I think of your unknown light. I don't remember what it does. You know, whatever it's charging up there goes off. Alright, so we can use a tent, and again, I believe the same trick from Phoenix Cave works, where the other parties can also use a tent, which we don't need to on Party 3. It hasn't moved yet, but we can use a tent there, and then we can actually drop a save with Party 2. Actually, I think any party can save too. Not that it matters, but we'll keep moving forward as far as we can with Party 2, and then switch to Party 3. So Kefka's Tower is like made up of like the leftover parts of the Magitech factory, Vector in general, I guess. But yeah, the Magitech factory, the floating continent, is like the debris from all of those came together as Kefka's Tower. Which way to go here? So try this one first. Oh, that's the wrong way. that like backtracks you. It's a dirty trick. So the Retainer is a notable enemy because if you go back to the Velt after encountering it here and get the Rage for the Retainer on Gao, the attack that it does is actually General Leo's shock attack. So even though you can't revive Leo in any legitimate way, you can get his special ability attack on Gao. Ooh. Let's just see if we can scoot over to the save point and use a tent. Actually got there without another fight, too. The Steroidite. That's a palette swap of Fumbaba. That did pretty minimal damage, except the shadow. Oh. Oh. It's like 17,000 damage. Yeah, I don't think we're under level at all. Okay, so obviously that's the right way. This thing, for whatever reason, has like a bunch of the same enemy stacked on top of each other. Grand Train took them all out. Another Force Shield. We can go down there. So the evil Oscar's gonna absorb the holy from Edgar's spear, so just do this. I guess it's weak to fire, absorbs other elements. That's one of my least favorite enemy attacks in the game, that Life Shaver. That is such a pain. Starting in, like, the Cave to the Sealed Gate, I think, is maybe the first time there's enemies that use that. Alright, so 2 paths. So we'll go down here. This is where I think we're supposed to go. Nice ribbon. Let's just check that other door. I'm just using the drill because the jump attack with the spear he's using will heal the evil Oscar, so we'll take that out first and then he can jump. Oh, 4 hits. Oh, here's a dragon. So we'll fight this, and then after that, I think it wants us to go into that switch where Terra's party was. Just get strong on it. Get a big guard up. Actually, missed Edgar with it. He already jumped. Oh well. Bolt 1. He uses. He went down pretty quick. Got a crystal orb for the trouble. Alright, so let's just see what's through the door here. Yeah, let's go back to the switch. Because again, I think that's where it wants us to go first. Ooh, that's a new enemy. That's actually from Final Fantasy IV, this thing. Alright, we need to end this. An ultimate. Hey, Adrian, come here. Oh, just under the wire for those countdowns. Alright, these guys suck. Yeah, so that lets party 1 move. So let's see if we can get a little further with party 1 before we switch to party 3. I believe eventually there's a part where you have like 3 switches you have to hit at once, so eventually all 3 parties have to be at the same place. Sorry, Buck. Yeah, this is actually the room where the brake blade was in the original version of the Magitech factory. These things are probably weak to lightning, right? Maybe not. More weak to just science, physical attack, he's tearing them up. Literally, in that case. I think this is as far as this party can get again now. We'll switch back to party 2, get as far as that can go, and then we'll do party 3 finally. I think the switch in that treasure chest, that glowing treasure chest, I believe that opens the bridge for party 1 there. Get the Cure 3 to go off and then let Edgar jump again. I guess he didn't need to. Strago could take that thing out in the end. These guys eat, well, let's try XO. I was gonna say Ultimate, but... yeah, got rid of that Dark Force. I guess they always do that, in which case we should probably use Life 3 with them. this point, we finally need to switch to Party 3, which we haven't even moved from the start yet. Here's the other red cap, so I think I'm going to put that on Cyan. Who's on Party 1? Yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll give Mog back the Genji helmet and make him nearly untouchable again. Make it rain, Setzer. That didn't do as much damage as I thought. Let's see what's in that door by the chest first. I'm thinking probably the end goal is the door that's further away, so... Really worth getting those. Definitely a high encounter rate in here, but I mean, it's the final dungeon, so that checks out, I guess. the GP rain, I believe it's 1 gil per point of damage. So that costs 2100 gil. That last attack it did, which is worth it at this point. We have Buku Box and nothing to spend it on in the final dungeon, so might as well use it as a weapon. Let's see what happens if we sketch one of these. That's fairly worthwhile. Oh, yeah, we're gonna heal sensor. Another hero rank. Can we put that on anybody? He has one, he has one. Possibly Gao. How many of those do we end up with? Like, 4? Possibly Gao, possibly Mog. So Anger, or sorry, Sabin, Locke, and Setzer already have hero rings. Thinking Gao. And we might as well switch that amulet for a ribbon. Is there anything else like that? You know, status effect preventing relic somebody's using. Actually, put that on Nog instead of that pod bracelet if not anyone else's. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, party 3. Pushing forward. I think you have to go on that bottom conveyor. No, I'm second guessing. I know I could just look up a map, but what's the fun in that? Alright, I feel like we should have gone into the left-hand conveyor first, and I think that pipe will take us back down there, but we might as well use a tenant and save first, just in case. And then when we come back to that save point, we'll have the other two parties use tents too. This should backtrack us, so... Oh, that just backtracks us. That's where that bottom conveyor goes. Okay, never mind. Oop, forgot about this guy. Alright, he's gonna eat Ultima here. And Bone Rush. GP Rain, and actually have everybody first turn. Got him without saving. Let's just get back to the save point. Ah. see what that does for Realm. Quite a bit, actually. So we open the path for Party 1, but we'll, I think, press on as far as we can with Party 3 first. Forgot the level 3 elementals on Setzer. We should probably try to do that. In fact, I think saving as Tritalk will swap that off of him. He doesn't necessarily need those spells. Skull Dragon, which is the last dragon. Contrary to what it looks like, I don't believe just casting life on it will work. We'll try it just for fun, but I don't think it actually counts as undead. Yeah. It's not immune to Ultima, though. It's worth worrying about. There's a muscle belt. Then we get the Crusader relic, which is not as useful as you'd think, given, well, you know, how you have to beat 8 powerful bosses to get it. It's it teaches Murton and Meteor. Murton, it deals fire damage. It's like the highest fire spell, but it hits everything on screen, including your party. So unless you have flame shields on everybody, it's not really worth using. And it teaches Meteor at 10 times, which is, you know, nice. It has MP plus 50, that's good. And its Esper attack also harms your party as well as the enemies. So, yeah, it's not as good as you'd think. It's not as good as Bahamut or Espers like those. Save point will be good for this party soon. Jeez. At least we can give that team a break. They need it at this point. Say that's party one. Time again. Teamwork makes the dream work. Fantastic. That's not great. Oh, great. Oh, she doesn't have life. One or two. Come on, Setzer. Abort, abort. This party's getting torn up. Oh, Jesus. Alright. I was hoping for a save point, but I guess we have to fight the Guardian, which fortunately is not invincible, like it was in the World of Balance. As I recall, it's actually fairly easy to meet at this point. Yeah, there we go. So what bosses do we have left in here? There's the 3 statues. And obviously Kefka, the final battle, but anything else? I think we're getting fairly close to the end. It's one of the statues. And it's gonna eat Ultima. Ooh, I got hit. Jeez. Got it. So I believe the end goal is to get the 3 parties on these 3 switches. I think we're actually done with party 3 at the moment. I'm not even gonna bother fighting this thing. That's the wrong way. It's just a loop. Alright, what am I missing? Oh, do you have to go back and push that switch again with Party 3? It's about the only other thing I can think of. There's a save point easily available there, so we're just gonna hold these things. Missing. Just we're messing around here. That's it. That's what we needed to do. Okay. I'm stupid. We have hero ring, I think. Oh no, we got a ribbon. There's the statue this party has to fight, which is Doom. Even though we're not really worrying about stealing. We'll see if we can steal anything decent from this anyway. No, That's gonna eat 2 Ultimus from Terra. Just one more try. Oh, we have that new spear for Edgar, don't we? Healing ray for Terra. This aura is shaking. That can't be good. If we had Strago in the party, he could actually learn that spell, and I think it's the only way he can learn it. Yeah, Mog is basically untouchable, at least from physical attacks. Skyrenders for Cyan. Oh, I should have saved there. Alright, to the Switch. We'll send Sabin's party over to the Switch, too. And I think that brings us to the final boss, once we get all 3 parties on this set of Switches. So Sabin's gonna have to go up and around again. Ooh. These are new. burning through our tents, but I think we have enough. Since, again, I think we're pretty darn close at this point. Ah. Oh, man. Alright, one party left. This is another one of the sprites that got a little bit censored in this version of the game. She was a little bit more revealing, her outfit or lack thereof, in other versions. Japanese version. I think the GBA version, they used the Japanese sprite. Definitely the Pixel Remaster. She was quickly defeated. Excalibur. I'm almost done. Incidentally, I know I've mentioned it in other videos, Bernard Cornwell's Warlord trilogy, which is the trilogy of books that he wrote with the conceit that it's the King Arthur legend written in a more historically accurate setting. So, like, if King Arthur was real, this is what his story would really have been like. It's an excellent, excellent series. I'm a big fan of Cornwell anyway. His biggest series, the Richard Sharp books, I actually haven't read yet, but the Saxon Stories series are probably now better known because of the show, the Last Kingdom series. Last Kingdom's actually just the first book of that series, but they use that title for the TV show. But fantastic books. And then there's others I've read by him. The Grail Quest trilogy, which is actually 4 books, because after the original trilogy, he later wrote, 1316? I don't have the right year there, but yeah, it's basically a 4th book that uses the character from the Grail Quest. Gallows Thief I read, Stonehenge I read, just great historical fiction, but the Warlord trilogy, the King Arthur trilogy, I've been revisiting via the audiobooks. I've been listening to them on Spotify, and I listen to them, you know, when I'm going for walks or in the car, going to and from work or whatever. And they're read by Jonathan Keeble, I believe his name is, and he does a great job. He really acts out all the scenes. He does character releases and stuff, but he really knows how to use his intonation to make, like, the action scenes exciting, and it's a great way to revisit those books. But yeah, anyway, getting the Excalibur sword reminded me of that, because that's the title of the 3rd book. Book 1 is The Winter King, Book 2 is Enemy of God, and then Book 3 is Excalibur. I think Bernard Cornwell said that the Grail Quest is his favorite works of his own, his favorite thing that he's written. Yeah, just fantastic. And again, a great way to revisit them. That being said, it looks like I checked, and The Last Kingdom, the first book in the Saxon Stories, that is actually read also by Jonathan Keeble, the same guy. So, at some point I'll start revisiting those, too. That's a much bigger series. There's 13 books, plus he put out I think it's 13 total for the main series, but last year he put out another book that has like 3 short stories that are part of that series in it, and then it has recipes. It's like half a short story collection and half a cookbook, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, I'll have to revisit those sometime too. Stonehenge was great too, and I did like. I would say I didn't enjoy them as much. They were still very good, but the Grail Quest I didn't enjoy quite as much. And I think part of it was that those were written in the 3rd person, whereas Warlord trilogy and Stonehenge and Grail Quest was Stonehenge 3rd person actually, or was that 1st person? Anyway, I did like Stonehenge a lot, but yeah, definitely The Last Kingdom and especially the Warlord trilogy I really love. Maybe someday I'll start the Richard Sharp series, but that's a huge series, and it's the Napoleonic Wars, which is not a period I'm as interested in, I guess. But anyway, we are at the final battle, so I guess enough about books. Returners, I knew you'd come. I don't think I've ever seen him pull Sabin and Shadow for that. It just depends on what characters are in what positions. But, yeah, I don't think I've seen him, like, manipulate Sabin and Shadow like that. This is a line right here that's always really stuck with me. Like, just for real life. It's, you know, it's really a good line, I think, for me, it has been, to just kind of keep things in perspective. Like, you know, if you get to a point where you're thinking, like, you know, your career's not where you want it to be, or your personal life isn't where you want it to be, it's a good line to keep in mind to keep you grounded, and, you know, to take one day at a time and enjoy what's in front of you and not worry about necessarily, you know, the impact on the world that you make in the end, but just experiencing and enjoying every moment. You know, the day-to-day concerns, the personal victories, and the celebration of life and love. More than anything else, this line may well be one of the single things, like if I had to pick like one single thing that made this my favorite game of all time, and it is my favorite game of all time, just the fact that it can give you something like this line that you can actually apply to real life. And again, also the, you know, how it shows characters dealing with loss and redemption and all of that. But yeah, it really is a story that transcends even just being a game to me. It's a story that's, you know, really has made an impact in my life in general, I think. And that's why it's my favorite game of all time. I always say it's you know, it really kind of just transcends even being a game. You know, we're still here. And here we see all of the characters telling what they've learned, basically. Tara learned finally what love is through taking care of the orphans and moblers. Locke learned to celebrate life and the living, to let go of the past, and, you know, embrace the future. Cyan's learned to deal with the tremendous losses he faced. Shadow, who killed his emotions, has learned what friendship and family is, the family that he abandoned, which is Realm. She doesn't necessarily know it yet, but I think there's actually a scene that was cut out, incidentally, like a cut scene that was cut from the final game, where Strigo was going to ask Shadow to take his mask off, and he, like, does it off camera, or you don't see it, but I guess Strigo sees that Shadow is Clyde, who left Realm with him years ago. Edgar and Sabin rediscovered their family love. Celeste learned love and acceptance. Strigo and Realm, respectively, learned to embrace the new and the old generations. Setzer also learned to move on from his past trauma. Mog, perhaps the last of his kind, has found a sense of belonging. As has Gao, who was able to at least find resolution for his family situation. I don't think, if you use Omaro or Gogo, I don't think they get lines in this part. Which makes sense, since they're not huge parts of the story, but still. Some men just want to watch the world burn. so now we have to pick our fighting order here. And I think I'm gonna go... like, you know, half magic, half physical heavy. Although, I'm gonna put Sabin in, his Bum Rush is actually technically a magic attack, but we're gonna do Terra, Celeste, Sabin, and Cyan. If one of them gets knocked out of the battle, we'll put Edgar in next, and after him, Locke actually became pretty strong in this playthrough, in the end, with his double wing edge. In fact, I'm gonna put Locke in ahead of Edgar, I think. Then we'll do Mog, because he became pretty, you know, untouchable, as far as, that goes. Although, we might want Realm ahead of him, since she has Ultima. So then we'll do Mog. Setzer kinda lagged by the end. That's kind of unfortunate, because I like Setzer, but, yeah, he never got his level 3 elementals. It doesn't really matter at this point, because this steep in the list we're probably not going to see in this battle. But yeah, we'll do Shadow, Strago, Setzer, Gal, I guess. Yeah, that works. Alright, that should be good. Most likely we'll only see like 1 or 2 characters at most get knocked out. But, let's first put up Haste 2. Let Sabin do Bum Rush, attack, and we'll do a shot at Cure 2, and then an Ultima with Terra. So this is 4 tiers. There's 3 tiers of the, like, Renaissance statue going up. And then Kefka himself. Oh, he actually got an instant death on one of the hands. I don't even know if I knew that could happen. I think we still have 2 Mega Elixirs in stock, which is good to have. Again, there is, like, the best magic conserving item is the Economizer, which you can get from the Brachiosaurs in the Dinosaur Forest, which reduces every spell to 1 MP, including Ultima, which is extremely powerful, but it does maybe make it a little too easy, so the gold hairpins are fine, I guess. Tier 2. Let's get Terra up and running here with Cure 3 and an Ultima. Get Imp Spell off on Celeste. Sabin do Airblade, and Cyan doesn't need to do anything but attack. Oh, jeez, you blocked your own Imp Spell. That's just stupid. I screwed up whatever I tried to do with Sabin, I guess. That's the Dream Stooges move. Probably close to time to pop a Mega Elixir. Yep, got that level. Alright, we'll use the Mega Elixir with whoever comes up first on Tier 3, and then we're going to want to put up Life 3s on this part. Because this has a final instant death attack. I almost always end up losing at least one character after this part. I think only Terra has Life 3, but we can get them up. Well, I wasted Cyan's turn there. That's alright. life 3, so we didn't lose anybody. But here comes Kefka himself. Oh shit, son. Another Mega Elixir here. Of course, is Dancing Mad, the music, which I would argue is one of the top prog rock tracks of the 90s. Tier 3 with an Ultima Chaser. Oh. Or not. Oh, nice. We still have the life 3 active. Oh, no. Well, I'm saving anyway. Sorry, Cyan, but we got him. So that's it. We did it. We beat Final Fantasy VI. Obviously, we still have a long ending to watch here, but, yeah. Did pretty good on that final dungeon. It didn't really hurt for it being slightly lower level than I usually do it at, or not getting a few of the items I wanted. Yeah, we did good. And we actually got, you know, we beat it on the first 4 characters. Oftentimes I lose at least one on, you know, the tiers going up to Kefka, but yeah, didn't this time. Go and Umaro show up. Get it, Tab. What do you think? I think she slept through the whole thing, that's what I think. I don't blame her, it's after my bedtime too. It's 11:59 right this minute. I can't normally stay up that late like I used to could, but here's the double-headed coin. That I used to make the coin flip bet over who got the kingdom, knowing Sabin wanted its freedom. If you have Sabin and Edgar both in your party when you recruit Setzer, when there's the coin flip on the airship, that reveals the double-sided coin, that gets all the slightly more development. That whole story. But we had him and Edgar and Gal when we did that part. And that's actually the same tree that appears in the Moogle arcade game in Final Fantasy VII. There's like the in the Golden Saucer, there's the Moogle like storybook arcade game. It looks like it controls kind of like My Dinner with Andre, the arcade game, but yeah, it's actually the same tree. Did the Moogles have the tree in Final Fantasy V? I played 5 not that long ago. I don't find the story in 5 to be as memorable as of the Super Nintendo trilogy, either 4 or certainly 6. But I do like 5, especially playing with the job system. But yeah, I don't find it as memorable story-wise or character-wise. I think Bartz is kind of lame. A slightly annoying protagonist. He's not as annoying as like Titus, but he's not great. But yeah, 5 was, I believe, the first one that Moogles appeared in. Maybe it was 3? Well, Chocobos, I think, first appeared in 3 on the NES. The Moogles in that one, they weren't in 4, but they were definitely in 5. I think 5 was the first one that Moogles appeared in. I don't remember if they had a tree in that. But anyway. didn't really use Go-Go much in this playthrough. I think the only time we used them was Phoenix Cave. I do like Go-Go, but they can be fun to play around with. But and a lot of times I do use them instead of Gao in the final dungeon, but we didn't this time. That might be the only place where the surprised expression for the morphed Terra sprite is used. Left ambiguous. Shadow's fate. He just decides that he's too far gone, that he decides to go down with the tower, or does he kill Shadow so that Clyde can be born again? I like to think the latter, but there is no canonical answer to that. Me if you want to live. This time we don't wait for Shadow. But again, I like to think that Shadow actually survives. Not as Shadow, but maybe allows Clyde to, again, be reborn, and, you know, perhaps they'll, reconnect fully with his daughter, Realm. But yeah, again, there is a... I think it's removed... I don't think there's any way to see it in the game, but there's, like, a planned cutscene that ended up being removed from the final game, where Strago would say to Shadow... would, like, ask him to take his mask off so he can see who he is, and we don't see it. I think they just have Shadow's back turned to the camera, and then Strago reacts. He doesn't say who he is, but we can assume that he sees that he's actually Clyde, who left Realm with him. Because Realm and Strago are not actually related at all, even though their relationship as Bruce is as grandfather and granddaughter. They're not actually blood related. That was a big twist that got me incidentally in Sea of Stars when Sarai was such a cool character, but when Sarai finally reveals who she is, I mean, she'd already had, like, the false identity as the Captain Cliché, but when you go to her world and she takes off the mask and then turns around and then she pops up in the text box or portrait of what she looks like under her mask. I didn't see that coming. That was very cool. I'm not going to spoil it, but yeah, if you play Sea of Stars, it's amazing. But yeah, I love that twist. And again, it actually got me, because I didn't read spoilers for Sea of Stars at all. I managed to avoid them. So yeah, who would what Sarai actually is? That was a cool reveal. Anyway. We're just about at the end. They do the credit roll here during the airship flying sequence, and then Terra will take her hair down. I always forget Nomura worked on this game. He became the lead character design on Final Fantasy VII. And did good designs for that game, but then I guess with 8, especially by 10, he discovered his love of buckles on people's outfits. Especially some of the clothing he designed became a little, even for fantasy worlds, became a little ridiculous. I always think of the Spoony review of Final Fantasy X. Where do you buy head domes? Where do you buy a lederhosen with one leg way longer than the other? sun shines fully again now that Kefka's gone. This also gives them one last excuse to use Mode 7 graphics, right? Little Ted Woolsey. I don't care, I like Ted Woolsey's work. And for most of his projects, he was given very little time. Like, I think this game he was given, like, 3 months, was it? Some ridiculously short time to translate them. I think he did a good job. I know. For decades, the fan base has been divided on Woolsey, but I like him. And again, there's quite a few instances in the script for this game that I like his version better than the later versions that started with the GBA translation. A lot of it was either more memorable or livelier, had more life to it. Like, I kind of forget, I don't even remember what Kefka says on the floating island when Celeste turns the sword on him. In this version, it's where he does the I hate you. Like, you remember that line. I don't even remember what the version of that line is. It's something much more generic in the GBA and later translations. So, you know, maybe those later translations are more exact to the original Japanese, but as Mr. Burns would say, where's the heart? Katarina. Let's do that. Again, I actually know a Katarina in real life, so I always do that. It's actually just Katarin, this character, but yeah, she has her baby, so hope for the future. Still alive, even after her Esper side has been dissolved. Mog looked a little airsick there, though. And here we get the bridge theme from Final Fantasy 1. I think it's actually just called, like, opening theme or something like that, but it was always colloquially, I always colloquially knew it as the bridge theme because it was first used on the actual title screen of Final Fantasy 1, which is not right at the beginning of the game. The title screen in Final Fantasy 1 doesn't happen until you cross the bridge that's built after you defeat Garland, after you fight the first boss. And this is the music that plays on that title and intro sequence. And it's used in every Final Fantasy game, at least through 10, at least through the ones that Uematsu worked on. Which, incidentally, Uematsu, it's not surprising, it was rumored for a while, but Uematsu just recently announced that that he's retiring from game composing. What's the game called? The one that's coming out soon, which I'm gonna buy just out of principle. But, and there's where Tara lets her hair down. What's the game called? It's actually not a new game, it's like a reissue on Switch of, I think it was a mobile game. Let me find it. I should have known this. I'm old. Fantasian Neo Dimensions, the enhanced reissue on Switch that's coming out, I think in November. I think it's fairly soon. But yeah, Nobuo Uematsu announced that's his final project, at least as a full-time composer. I think he has said that he might be open to, like, doing guest shots, like composing one track here or there for games, but yeah, he's done full-time. But after a career and a body of work that has a legitimate claim to greatest of all time, as game composers go, and frankly, I think one of the best modern composers in general, not just game composers, but composers in general, the man earned his rest. So he'll be sorely missed, but, I mean, just the soundtrack he did for this game, you know, he somewhere, I saw, I don't know if it was an article or just somebody's post somewhere, but somebody compared it to, you know, creating the soundscape of this game using what was available to him, which was the Super Nintendo's onboard hardware. It was like the equivalent of taking a box of Crayola crayons and creating the Sistine Chapel ceiling with them. So, all respect to you, Mr. Uematsu. He done good. And he'll be missed as a game composer. But anyway, that's Final Fantasy VI. I think it just locks on this end screen here. So, my favorite game of all time. It still is. We did have a few frustrations on this playthrough. Part of it was maybe just trying to get through it relatively quick, so we didn't have downtime, and we did end up having downtime because of that. You know, doing it for video. But, especially the auction house part, there was like the busy work episode a couple episodes ago where things weren't going our way. The beginning of this episode wasn't working out for us before we went to Kefka's tower. We did get the items we wanted from the Coliseum in the end, but it wasn't. The RNG was not in our favor for getting the muscle belts and the halberds, but we ended up not needing them. So yeah, a few frustrations on this particular playthrough. That does not change anything. It is still my favorite game of all time. I last played through it again via the Pixel Remaster, probably a year and a half ago at this point. But here it is again, one more playthrough. I'm sure it won't be my last. I'm sure probably in another year or two I'll give it another go. Every once in a while you just get the itch for it. I'm sure I won't do it on video again, but you know, it's truly one of the greats. My favorite, but I still think it's the best Final Fantasy. I admit I haven't played any after 10. None of them have caught my interest at all. I've just not been interested in the direction the series went after 10. Frankly, I really haven't liked one since 7. 7 was the last one I really liked. I hate 8. I don't like 8 at all. 9 I never played past the first disc, and frankly, I probably would like 9 better than I think I did. I should give that another chance, because I think I probably would like 9 a fair amount. And 10's one of those games. There's a lot I like about it, especially the battle system, which is really damn good. I just wish it was attached to a better written plot with a better main character, because Titus sucks. Titus is... You could take Titus out of that story and change very little else, and it would actually be better for it. It's, you know, this is my story, it's not your story, it's Yuna's story, even with you there. He doesn't need to be there, get rid of him. We don't need to see that love scene with him and Yuna. Nobody needs to see that. But, yeah. I probably will play 10 again sometime, just for, you know, for kicks. Maybe I'll like it better than I do at the moment. Maybe I'll even give 8 another shot someday, who knows. A lot of what I don't like about 8 is just the mechanics of it, the junction system and drawing magic and all of that. But I thought the writing sucked, too. And Squall is, I think, a terrible character. He's not as annoying as Titus, perhaps, but he sucks in his own ways. And again, I don't think Bart's in 5 is a great character either. But yeah, 6, it really, to me, I love 4, I love 7, I like 1. I still need to play through 2 and 3, like the original versions of those, and the Pixel remasters too. 2 probably I won't end up liking, and they might not even have the patience to get through it, just because of the mechanics of that one. I know that's a much maligned entry in the series too, but yeah, I'll have to give them a shot again. But yeah, 1 is a great game for the NES era. I love 4. 5 is good. I like 5 overall, even if I think it's a weak main character and a lot of the story is not as memorable as 4 or 6 or 7. And I love 7. I do love 7. But yeah, this still is, I think, the pinnacle of the series for me. They really knocked it out of the park with 6. And again, there's parts of it that stuck with me, not just as a game, but as, like, life lessons that I was talking about, that whole... It's not the day-to-day concerns, and it's not the net result of one's life that counts, it's the day-to-day concerns, the personal victories. Like, you know, that's always stuck with me as a life lesson. So yeah, there's just something about this one that's just, wow. So anyway, I guess that's it. Wow, 3 hours, 40 minutes. I think this is the longest video I've ever done for anything. So if you stuck with it this long, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me for a journey through, again, my favorite game ever. We'll do something else soon. I would like... I'll probably record it in the next couple of days, if I'm able to. But for Halloween, whether it's actually up on Halloween or not, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But, for Halloween, I would like to do Maniac Mansion on NES just for fun. I haven't played... I played it relatively recently, like a few years ago. I think I've probably at least forgotten enough of it to make it relatively fun to play through again. So yeah, we'll do Maniac Mansion sometime soon. It'll be a Halloween episode, whether or not it's really viewable by Halloween. I don't know, but I'll try to do it in the next couple days. But anyway, if you stuck with it, thank you for watching, thank you for joining. I love this game. Have a good night. Hit like, subscribe, ring the bell, whatever that means again. And I know what it means, but I'm just messing around. Anyway, it's late, I'm loopy. Have a good night. Thank you again.